John Levy here today with a very special treat. We're coming to you from Carlsbad, California. We're at the Kingdom, TaylorMade's Kingdom, and I'm here with Tomo Bystead. So Tomo, we're talking irons today. What do we have?
Okay, so here's the new the P770 iron, and the new P770 represents really the latest and greatest in terms of what we're doing for the better player. It comes from many years of working with our best guys out on tour, the guys who really know about product and have very specific requirements about how things perform. We're talking guys like Justin Rose, Dustin Johnson, Jason Day and Sergio, and even guys further down the sort of pecking order, if you will, on the tour. That all those guys, you know, they talk to us and they really tell us, you know, what they like, what they don't like, and then we use that feedback to really continuously develop prototypes that then eventually end up in the final product like this one right here. So the P770 features some really interesting new technologies and a new look at how we do iron design. So you won't see any slots on this product, first of all. We've gone a different route in terms of delivering that performance to the player. We want to provide the most clean look at a dress we can. It's beautifully shaped, has a milled face, milled grooves. We've reshaped the top line, we've reshaped the leading edge and the sole. But most importantly has this tungsten back bar on the product. So this entire piece back here is a 70-gram tungsten piece, which helps deliver lower CG and more forgiveness. We're also distributing the weight within the tungsten more to the heel and the toe, which provides a little bit extra inertia for forgiveness. So all that is essentially kind of disguising technology in a very traditional player's golf club.
It looks almost like a classic blade when you set it down. As you're saying, it has the performance benefits that are great for every player. Yeah,
so the technology in here is really designed to sort of appeal visually and from a sound feel perspective really for that really good player. Yet it's going to provide a little bit more forgiveness that potentially is going to get a guy who's an 8 or a 10 handicap player to consider this product, because again, it's going to be pretty playable, have plenty of forgiveness built into it as well. So this last one is a real special product. It's called the P750 Tour Proto. This is a club that we developed really for guys who are typically looking at clubs like muscle backs, blade irons, maybe a small forged cavity back as their kind of selection of irons out there. We wanted to provide our best players on tour with an option for them that played like a muscle back in terms of where the CG of the club head is, how it performed, how it looks at a dress, and certainly how it goes through the turf and how it feels. But at the same time, we wanted to give that player a little bit more performance, a little more forgiveness than they typically would expect from their irons. And so the P750 has this beautiful machined cavity with a bit lower CG than you typically expect from a blade. Also with a tungsten in the 3 through 7 irons. Again, that's going to get that ball a little higher, ball flight in terms of maybe going into a par 5 for these guys who are longer hitters, and 2, and have a chance for eagle. Again, when they look for an iron, look and feel is the most important part, but if you give them performance without sacrificing those things, that's something that they really cherish and look for.
You know, the aspects of each of these clubs are really impressive, but it's one thing to talk about, it's one thing on paper, but the reaction from some of the tour pros has been overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah, so we every year, several times a year, we work with these guys to really get as much feedback as we can on prototypes, and we show them early versions of things that, you know, before they come out. And every year, you know, we get good feedback and bad feedback and things to work on. This year, when we talked to the players, I mean, the feedback was incredible. Dustin Johnson, who's typically been a blade guy, his whole career has played blades, you know, couldn't be more excited about the 750. You know, he needed maybe 2 or 3 balls in testing to know that that was the iron for him. I mean, he was dialed in right away, so that was exciting. Hopefully by the early part of next season, we'll have the vast majority of our guys playing a P product.
Excellent. Well, Tomo, thank you very much. Clubs look great.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Swing better, play better. GOLFTEC.